you're a member of the subcommittee on Africa. You, I think, very admirably have put a lot of focus and work into ending the civil war in Sudan. A lot of experts you talk to will say that, key to ending the war is cutting off support to the RSF, which is this main rebel group fighting the Sudanese military, is cutting off support from the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. Can you talk about how the U.S. can help do that and what role you think the UAE is currently playing in this conflict?
Yeah, so Sudan is currently the largest humanitarian crisis in the world, the largest displacement crisis in the world. We're seeing famine in lots of parts and famine-like conditions in other parts of Sudan. I last year went to visit the Chad-Sudanese border and met with Sudanese refugees. And, I worked at the UN before I came to Congress. I've been to my fair share of refugee camps and meeting with refugees. I've never seen people so traumatized. These were kids who wouldn't even engage at all. Normally, when you go to a refugee camp, the kids want to come up and ask if you have candy. They would not even look at us. And a lot of these people were telling us that they survived the genocide in Darfur in the 2000s, which I know a lot of our generation is familiar with. But now they're leaving and never want to go back. And so this is a real issue. And what we're seeing is that the UAE is funding and providing weapons to RSF, who is committing genocide and crimes against humanity. There's lots of documented evidence of them bringing cargo planes into Eastern Chad, for instance. Now they're diversifying their network to be able to bring in from places like Uganda, South Sudan, Libya. And this is to me, such a difficult thing because the US is the number one provider of weapons to the UAE.
Right, yeah.
We are who they buy their weapons from. So there is a very high likelihood that the weapons they are giving to the RSF originated in the United States, and therefore we are complicit in this. And so what I'm working to do, and I have a bill that would do this, is say we should not sell any more weapons to the UAE until we can certify that they are no longer supporting and arming the RSF. There was recently a $1 billion weapon sale that just went through. Senator Van Hollen and I introduced a joint resolution of disapproval, which is how Congress would be able to stop that sale. The Biden administration decided to accept fake assurances from the UAE that they weren't doing this, despite, again, evidence by our own intelligence community that they, in fact, never stopped funding and arming the RSF. And so we will reintroduce one another time an arms sale comes through to Congress.